Hello and welcome to Voice of America's Student Union podcast. My name is Mariana Brady.
And I'm Robin Smith.
And we're your hosts for today's podcast. VOA Student Union is an online community for international students who are studying or want to study in the United States. We're joined here today by Ahmet Aytekin, a student at Montgomery Community College in Maryland, who is going to talk to us about his first thoughts when he came to the United States, about a way to make private universities in the U.S. a little more accessible, and his chance meeting with soccer star Javier Zanetti. Welcome, Ahmet. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm studying industrial engineering, and I'm trying to make it work because it's a little bit tough. I play soccer, usually, which is like the big thing in Europe and Asia. I used to act in theaters and in some TV series in Turkey. So these are my interests.
So tell us what your first impression was coming to the U.S.
When I came as a tourist, like I was seeing the people from different cultures, from different race, different religions. I mean, that's something amazing. And then the second time when I came as a student, I started living the United States, which was totally different than like coming here as a tourist. So Istanbul is kind of like, you can say it's like United States. So
what do you mean by that? Does it have the same population?
I mean, Istanbul is diverse as well. That's what I meant. Like there are German people, there are like I don't know, like people from Africa. There are people from other parts of Asia, Eastern Europe. So it's kind of like, that's what I meant by saying it's like United States.
After telling us about life back home, Ahmet opened up about why he chose to go to community college instead of entering into a 4-year university program. Community colleges in the United States, for those of you who don't know, are 2-year higher education institutions where you can earn an associate's degree. After earning that associate's degree, you have the option to transfer to a 4-year university to get your bachelor's. That's the path that Ahmet has chosen to take.
I'm planning to transfer at the end of the next year to university, since the Montgomery College is a community college.
Is that something that a lot of international students do? They come to the United States and start at community college and then they transfer to universities?
Well, it's easier, it's cheaper, to be honest, because even though you go to state universities, you pay out of state anywhere in the United States. You save a lot of money for 2 years. Plus, the requirements are not really high. If you want to come from other countries to some good universities, it's almost impossible because you gotta build yourself from like the 3rd grade of high school. You gotta take TOEFL, you gotta take SAT, ACT. It's completely different than from your own curriculum in your country. So,
and you don't have to take the same test to get into community college?
No, you just need English to start to your major classes in community colleges. But if you don't have enough English, they give you classes to take, and then once you are done with those classes, you start your major like I did.
Ahmet is referring to English as a second language courses, commonly known in the United States as ESL. Community colleges offer ESL programs to help students build their English levels up to a college standard. I asked if he recommended starting at a community college and then transferring to other international students. This is what he said.
I mean, to be honest, it depends on what you want to study. In Turkey, I didn't study science for 3 years. I just studied science in the first year of my high school. So it was almost impossible for me to get into university for some science major because since the requirements are so high. If they're good at school and if they don't have any financial issues, I will tell them to go to university directly. But if I had a son right now and if he was going to come to United States, I will tell him to go to community college.
According to Community College Review, the average cost of out-of-state tuition for community colleges in the nation is $8,220 compared to $15,046 for the average cost of a private institution. These numbers are calculated before the cost of room and board, which significantly increase the cost. Ahmet told us he feels lucky that his parents are paying for his tuition because he knows that not everyone else has that luxury.
For other international students, I mean, they might not be as lucky as me. Mm-hmm. They might pay their out of pocket, some of them try to work in their country and like save money to come to United States.
So did you already apply to transfer to a university?
I will after this after fall semester.
Oh, okay. So that would be for your
18 fall.
Where are you thinking of applying?
I might go to George Washington University in DC since they have systems engineering there. Industrial and system is kind of same. One of my best friends transferred to West Virginia University, and I might go there because they have good industrial engineering program. Montgomery College has guaranteed admission with Georgia Tech, and Georgia Tech is the top 5 in the industrial engineering, so I might think about going there as well.
Many international students choose to take paths like Ahmet's, but not everyone realizes that they're possible. So when you're deciding to study in the United States, ask yourself first, what will it cost? Tell us what happened when you came to the United States. Was there anything interesting that happened in your first few months here?
Well, when I came to United States, in my first day when I was in airport, there was actually a guy who's very famous in Europe. He's one of the legends in Europe. He's a soccer player. His name is Javier Zanetti. So that time he was the vice president of Inter Milan in Italy. Nobody knew him because since in United States soccer is not really popular. So in the airport nobody knew him. He was kind of like looking around, and then I was the only one who recognized him, and then I just went and say hi. And his English was not really good. So I was taking selfie with him, and then after that it was his time to go to the how do you say, the
soccer game?
No.
to board?
Yeah.
Oh, to go through customs.
Yeah, to go to customs. So he was not speaking English very well, and there's a form that when you come to United States from other countries, you need to fill it. They ask some questions, and he didn't fill that form. So the officer who was working in the custom, he said, "Do you have a friend here?" And he pointed at me. I was so proud, And then I just went there. I helped him a lot about this stuff. He said, "You have a lifetime friend," and he gave me his contacts.
No way.
Which was great. He invited me for a soccer game in LA that week, but I wasn't able to go. But if I go to Italy, I will probably call him or email it to him.
That's pretty hilarious. So no Americans knew who he was.
Yeah, and it was my first day in the United States. I mean, I wasn't even in the United States, to be honest, because I wasn't passed through the customs yet.
That is so fun. What did your friends back home think of that?
Well, some of them didn't believe. They were like, "This is fake." And I'm like, "How can I make it fake? This is the guy." And then
this is the guy.
Yeah, exactly. This is the legend here.
Because you're right, no one pays attention to football here, or soccer.
Soccer, yeah.
Voice of America Student Union podcast is hosted, directed, and produced by Mariana Brady and Robin Smith. Thanks for joining us.